All right, my name is Felix Stöckle. I'm a branding guy, and I got a little bit angry today because I heard that some people said branding and marketing belong into the same bucket. I think that's stupid. And someone also said that basically products and services might be more important tomorrow than brands. And I guess that's bollocks too. Because in the end, why do we do that, service design? We design services because we do it for brands. And I think this is a really nice quote from Michael Eisner, the former CEO of Disney, who explains it. And therefore, I believe that the challenge of service design is not designing cool services, but to really ensure that those services are relevant to customers and to the brand, and that they really deliver against the brand promise. And some of you might know that if you travel a lot, you get these nice gold cards, and then when you're on the plane, you get your drinks served. Mr. Stöckle, what do you like to drink? And that's maybe a great service to me, but it could come with a trade-off. Yeah, because my girlfriend sitting next to me might think, what the fuck? Why does she know his name? We need to talk. So what is a great service experience for me might be not a great service experience for my girlfriend. And so the question, I think, is that how can we make those services that we design really relevant and impactful? Because only if they positively impact the brand experience and drive brand perceptions, I think service design is worth it. So some 20 years ago, we developed a tool we called Customer Journey. And as we learned today, being first is not always a good thing, and we didn't manage to own it. Only a couple of years ago, maybe 15 years later, the digital guys took it. And so that's the story. And I think what it was really helpful for initially was that we used it to identify touch points, because the reality is that a lot of companies don't even understand what customers' journeys they produce and what journeys customers have with their brands. And obviously it's also a good tool to understand the needs of customers at different stages of their journey. And you can also use it to really map out different customer segments and use it as a springboard for innovation. And obviously that's all no news to you. But I think what is really important is when you map it down, and we had one big discussion today, which was, okay, we can all use these tools, but how do we really make it work? Because in the end, it's really detailed experiences. And our experience as Landor is that only if you really concentrate on who's involved in the companies, how it goes, or what impact it has on the structures, what challenges and opportunities there are, then you can talk to people beyond the marketing department and beyond branding. And I believe that's the only way to really make it a working tool also for an organization beyond just mapping what's going on and what the experience is. And obviously what is also important is it can help define the role of certain touch points within that journey, because one touch point might have a completely different role in the customer experience and in the relationship of the brand to those customers than another. And only if you understand that you can then combine macro journeys and micro journeys and really innovate them through smart service design. However, customer journey is obviously not the end of the story, and I think the big question is, and we touched on that today as well, how do you know that the services you design are really relevant to the customers? Because the CEO of the company will ask you straight away, so if I put 100,000 euros or maybe 2 million euros into that service you design, how will it pay back? What's the ROI of exactly that investment? And obviously you have very different patterns and attitudes for different industries, and this is the beer industry, and they have an impact on your consideration, on your buying behavior. And for example, with beer, the purchase experience, which is only part of the customer journey, might play a key role and could be innovated through service design, because that purchase experience might also have a big impact on your future purchase consideration. So we developed a tool which we call Touchpoint Evaluator. And basically what it does is that we evaluate all the different touch points across the journey. And by doing that, we can identify the strengths and the weaknesses of different brands, also within the competitive set. But I think the most important thing here is that you can also use that to model how changes in the customer journey will have an impact on consideration and on the perception of the brand. And those could be very different for different brands, but it gives you the answer to the initial question, where should I invest to really get a good ROI on what I do? So to cut a long story short, we believe that service design is all about ensuring relevance, differentiation, and delivering against the brand's promise. Because it's not about brand versus product or services. We really think that in the end, it's about not just making promises, but really delivering against those promises. And that's maybe the biggest challenge we all have, and it's the biggest challenge of service design. Thank you.